And then pretty much the last things I want to talk about today are the different types of mineral groups. And this is based on something that, that all of them have in common. So our first one there is native elements. Guys, that's things like gold, copper, aluminum, magnesium. All those are considered to be native mineral groups. I guess I've ever seen raw copper.
Sure. It's right there.
That's kind of neat. This is what we call native copper. And it's where most of the copper we have today is locked inside the rocks and inside the minerals within the rocks. And they literally have to crush the rock, melt down the rock, and get out the copper minerals, and then they sort it out using densities. And it's a very long, expensive process. So very rarely do we actually get to find pieces of solid copper still inside the rock. So it's a very rare thing to find. So that's what's coming right now is the native copper. The main two or three that I want you guys to know about, silicates is really important. These are the ones that kind of look glossy. They tend to have this glassy look to them. And that is because of the SiO4. That's the glass, SiO4 silicate. SiO4. SiO4. By the way, silicates make up over 85% of all the minerals on Earth. And by far the most common group. A lot of the ores that we have that we use to mine minerals and metals come from carbonates, that's CO3, and oxides and hydroxides. So those are some of the most important three that we can look at. By the way, the halides, those typically are salts. And then we can also have sulfates. So as we already said before, the silicates are the most common. They're made with the silicate ion, SiO4. And they typically have this tetrahedral form. Now what that looks like, and this is an incomplete version. You guys see this little setup right here? No, this is missing one extra oxygen. So this is your silicon atom, surrounded by 4 oxygens. It's supposed to have another oxygen on top. And if I actually set that down, it actually would look like a pyramid. You guys imagine the base of the pyramid? So that's that tetrahedral. So anytime you guys think tetrahedral, you think pyramid. That's typically the shape we're going to see with that. Again, these are the most common. Most of them that I've already sent around to you guys to look at, almost all of those are silicates. The carbonates, just like calcium carbonate, are metals with a CO3 attached. Calcium is a metal, so calcium carbonate. And we get some really interesting ones. Some of my favorite that I like to share with you guys is the azurite and malachite. These ones are really easy to identify. Azurite, how many of you guys are taking Spanish? Okay, what's the color for blue or the name for blue? Azul. Azurite, A-Z-U-R-I-T, azurite. So it comes from Spanish for blue. And we have this green one right here called malachite. And these really don't change their color. And remember we talked about the fact that minerals can give you an insight to the past, right? Well, if you're a company who mines copper, and you realize that your copper mine is starting to run a little dry, you want to go find somewhere new, these are the 2 minerals that you're looking for. Because these minerals are byproducts of copper inside the rock. And when you have hot water dissolving away the copper, we actually get these colors and these 2 minerals that form within the rock layers. All right, so what happens to copper when it oxidizes? turns green, right? You get this thin layer of basically copper rust and it's green. Well, that's exactly what this is right here. That's that green. And you get a little bit of the blue as well. And so these are two indicators that you have copper in the area. And then the last one, talking about oxides, guys, these are again pretty common. They're really easy. It's anything you have a metal with an oxygen atom. Okay, those are going to be your oxides. Some of you guys still think rocks are just one, just rocks. I get that. But I'm going to pass around 3 more samples for you here. This one be really careful with. No, it will leave splinters if you grab it wrong. Okay.
Ooh, I want to touch it.
This is solid metal. You can feel that when you pick it up. And this is actually a mineral called bornite, which is again a byproduct out of copper. This blue piece right here comes from the Far East, out of Afghanistan. It's the only place on earth that you can find this mineral. This is called lapis lazuli. So some of you guys might actually have, again, jewelry that's made out of this type of mineral. It's a really brilliant blue when polished. So a lot of people like to make beaded necklaces and bracelets. So that's called lapis lazuli. And then this last one is called kyanite. And right now you guys are going to look at it like, that's great, Mr. House. Well, kyanite tends to occur in thin sheets. You can see the multiple sheets. It's actually a form of mica. You'll see that tomorrow. And you might tell me right now it's not really that cool. And I might agree with you, other than the fact that it's blue. Tomorrow, I want to make you eat those words. But today, you can say this is bull.
Better.
What was
Good?
that?
You right?
Like to see you make me eat my own words, man.
I will.
Spencer, you good?
I'm good.
You alright?
Good, man.
I know it's loud.
I know. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I was surprised.